Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Jessie, for being the queen of all things Zoom to enable us all to be here this morning. Welcome, welcome. My name is Moira Weir. I'm on Kaurna country in South Australia, Wadawali, Selects Beach, and I'm really pleased to see all your beautiful faces. What a great way to start the day. We'd love you to pop into the chat where you are this morning, what country you're on, so that we can recognise and appreciate elders past, present and emerging who have been great custodians of this land for us for many, many moons. And we acknowledge that land has never been ceded in Australia. So welcome wherever you find yourself. So as Jessie said, I am an activator. This is a true story. And I activated when SheEO first came to Australia. And the reason I joined was because I wanted to add my voice and add the little bit that I can do to a much bigger pool. So for me, it's all about aggregation of impact, aggregation of effect, aggregation of community, aggregation of radical generosity. So you can't do much on your own, but when you're together, you can do a lot. And there's that fabulous African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. So that's what we're doing here in SheEO, and it's just wonderful to have you all here this morning. We really are excited to welcome new people to the SheEO community, and what today is all about is giving our big SheEO hug, wrapping our arms around you and giving you an opportunity to, yeah, let's just do a hug. Wrapping our arms around you so that you get a taste of what SheEO is all about, and then seeing how that might, you might want to join us in a more formal way. We've got lots of activators here this morning. We've got some fabulous guests. We've got the founder, Vicki Saunders. So we are truly well and truly hugged to start our day in SheEO land. So we're going to do a very simple exercise in a minute, and it's just fabulous to see the community growing as we're talking and welcoming you all in. We're up to 62 people already, which is fabulous. And you're all doing amazingly, writing down where you are, what country you're on. Whether you're coming from Gadigal country, Ghana, in my part of the world, I can see there's lots of places that are being reflected. We've even got someone in Toronto, of course. Yangara land on the Gold Coast, Gadigal, Yangara country up in Brisbane, Gadigal. So it's just wonderful. Wiradjuri, the Kulin Nation, Menergin and Brizzy. So welcome, welcome wherever you are, and whatever country you're on, we acknowledge elders past, present and emerging. So we're going to start with a little check-in, and it's a one-word check-in, and in real time we will see the words emerge. You can see on your chat that Jessie's popped in, it's a Menti, it's got www.menti.com. So if you click onto that link and put the word that is most of who you are this morning as we begin, and how you're feeling, and just watch this unfold in front of our eyes. If people use more the same word, that word grows and takes a little bit more room on the page. Jessie, would you mind just popping that in one more time, just as people are starting to, thank you. Okay, keep them coming. We've got a fabulous set of words coming there. Okay, well done. Grateful, excited, curious, antipathy and love. I wonder what kind of love that really is. Spectacular, overwhelmed. There's 38 people who have already put their word in. If you haven't yet, just pop the word in, click in, and as you will see these words grow. It does feel a bit rushed. How do I write in the mini-mentor? Just click on the link that Jessie's given to you. Or you can actually go, as you can see on the slide, to the URL at www.menti.com and put in the code 809688 if anyone's having trouble. Fabulous. Wonderful. What a great way to gather us all up. Thanks so much, Jessie. Now, just want to remind you that if you've got, most of you, I think, have put an A or a V or a G next to your name, that would be wonderful. That will really give us a big help. If you haven't had an opportunity to do that, Jessie, do you want to just give that quick instruction to everyone?
Absolutely. So welcome, everyone. We would love if you could update your Zoom name. If you can add the letter A if you're an activator, V if you're a venture, G if you're a guest. I'll copy and paste the instructions into the Zoom chat, which you can access from the bottom of your screen. And how to update your video, or pardon me, update your name is if you hover over your video where you see yourself on the screen, click on the blue button with 3 dots, and that's where you see an option to rename yourself. Thanks, Moira.
Thanks, Jessie. It looks like everyone's just about done it. So if you do need any help, just a private message Jessie as the host, and she'll give you a hand behind the scenes because she's amazing and she can do that. And we're going to hand it over to Vicki, because our founder of SheEO. And good morning, Vicki. How are you this morning?
I am so well, thank you. Thanks for having me on the call today. So hi, everyone. Welcome to all of our guests. Welcome to the Activators and Ventures who continue to show up each week during this crazy time that we're in. I'm Vicki. I'm the founder of SheEO, and I'm based on Turtle Island in Toronto, Canada. And we are women working on the world's to-do list. This is an amazing community that is growing globally. We're in 5 countries at the moment. And all of us are here committed to using our capital, our networks, our expertise, our buying power, and our financial contribution to support women who are working on really cool business concepts, business models, new mindsets, new approaches to doing business to solve challenges we're facing. And so, I don't know if anyone knows this or how many people know this. This is a statistic no one really talked about before, but literally 51% of the population globally gets 2.2% of the venture capital, which is absolutely impossible statistically, unless there's massive bias built into all of our systems and structures. And if you're a Black woman entrepreneur, it's 0.0006%. And I couldn't find statistics. If you're Indigenous, if you're Aboriginal in Australia, what is that number? We don't even have statistics. So it is completely insane and massively unjust, and we can change it. And we created a whole new model to do that. So instead of basically creating a woman's version of the existing world that we live in, we stepped back and said, if we were starting over again, how would we create the conditions for innovators to thrive? How would we create the conditions for all of us to come together and create the kind of world that we want? Because there's so much that we have going for us as a community. Women make 85% of purchasing decisions. If we decided to shift what we bought from tomorrow, we could literally change the economy. So we use a bit of different language at SheEO. Instead of calling you an investor, because you actually don't get your money back, it's a gift. It's a gift that you put in. We call you an activator. And activators contribute $1,100 or $92 a month to be an activator. And they also, on your own terms, use your buying power or your expertise or your networks to help these entrepreneurs that are being selected. And then we call the entrepreneurs ventures because they're not just strictly businesses sometimes. They're social ventures. Sometimes they're charities who have really strong revenue models and can pay back a loan. So we're very open to whatever structure you're innovating in. And we don't create any rules around that. The big lesson here at SheEO always is on your own terms. You can participate how you want, when you want, to the degree that you want to. And one of the things that we've learned from Indigenous cultures globally is that in Indigenous culture, they gave gifts to create a relationship. And this is something that happens with SheEO. When you gift your capital into this environment, it starts a relationship, and you can't even imagine where that's going to go. And you'll hear a few stories from that today of where it goes. So with the $1,100, I just want to give you a bit of the nuts and bolts on this, how it works. $1,000 of your money goes into a perpetual venture fund. That money is loaned out at 0% interest to the ventures who are selected by activators. It's a 5-year loan. and it's paid back into the fund and then loaned out again. So the money just keeps flowing forward. So your one-time gift will create a ripple of relationships forever. On the other side, the $100 goes to our program delivery for Activator programming and to deliver the venture program. And these are all the kinds of things you can do as an activator. So we're doing weekly calls in every country. You can join these calls in Australia, or you can go to the New Zealand calls, or UK or Canada or the US. You can join any. It's wide open to you. One of the things that's part of this experience is you get to vote on the ventures. So capital that you contribute in Australia stays in Australia to fund Australian ventures. And we all do this together, one vote for each person. And we trust the intuition of hundreds of women to pick the kinds of amazing companies that they're excited about that are creating a better world. And then we come together for a big summit. Yours is going to be in October this year. And that's where we hear about all the ventures that were selected. We also have an online community and directory where you can see others who are part of the community, and an Ask Give app where you can support each other ongoing. We have a magazine, we have podcasts, we have learning labs, lots of different things to get you into this mindset of like, what do we need to shift in our thinking in order to create a different kind of environment for all of us to thrive? And from a venture perspective, we have an ecosystem-based model. And I talked about this a bit earlier, but it's not just the money that we know that's important to the ventures. You'll hear from a couple of the ventures in a minute. Every venture that we have in our community now is like, they thought they were coming for the money, and then they realized, oh my God, in this community, the network is worth, and the community support is worth so much more. It emboldens us. It has us dreaming bigger. It brings customers, and like as an entrepreneur, you're generally quite isolated and feel sort of alone. And in this community, you're surrounded by radically generous women who literally paid to help you, which is amazing, and to help each other. We'll leave you these slides after, you can get a look. So we are currently at 5,000 activators, $5 million out on loan, and we've funded 68 ventures since we started 5 years ago in Canada. Our goal is to get to $1 billion fund with 1 million activators globally, all helping each other grow our business, grow our leadership, create the kind of change that we want to see in the world. Here are some of the ventures. It is such a diverse group. We didn't pick one sector. We have people that are, Jenny is doing incredible sustainability. You're going to hear from Sarah in a minute. You'll also hear from Yaz. We have 2 cohorts so far in Australia, and each year we just add another cohort. We've been featured in Oprah magazine, the beginning of so many things kind of coming our way, but there's a lot of interest in our model globally, and especially during COVID, we were very quick to get everybody online and to start collaborating together. And I think you'll hear, or maybe you're all feeling this, but this isolation that we have of all sort of being at home has left many of us more connected when we get into communities like this. So it's really showing us that now is the moment to be in community, to support each other. It's what gets us through each day. And I will turn it back to Moira. Thank you.
Thanks, Vicki. Yeah, I just feel like we need to just soak that in and just understand the incredible ripple effect that radical generosity has, because it's grounded in some very deep values about what we know works and what we know can change the world. One of the things I really love about SheEO is working on the world's to-do list, the Sustainable Development Goals. And we're going to hear from 2 ventures who have got those SDGs right at the heart and centre of their lives and of their businesses. And the first up is the wonderful, amazing Yaz. Now, both, I'm just letting Yaz and Sarah know you've only got 3 minutes. That is not in any way doing your work justice. So I'm going to make sure that, Jessie, can you put the links to their websites into the chat? Because these 2 women have got so much to offer all of us and to teach us. So first cab off the rank is the lovely Yaz up in Brizzy. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I will talk fast so I can say as much as possible. Okay, so I'm Yaz, the CEO and co-founder of the world's biggest garage sale. We are a funded venture and incredibly proud to be part of the SheEO network. As an organisation, we activate dormant goods for good. So think about all that idle stuff that sits unused. We activate that and create job opportunities for young, vulnerable people to be able to repair, recycle, and put that back into the economy, the circular economy. But look, that's enough about us. What I really want to share with you today is this SheEO impact that it's had on our business. It's a no-brainer that being a venture and getting the funding helped our business scale, and with that we hired Donna immediately, and she's been with us now for a year. She's an absolute cracker. You should totally connect with her. She's mind-blowingly awesome, and I'm sure she'll walk behind me in a minute. Give her a wave. But other than being able to hire incredible people like Donna, MJ's coaching has been exceptional for us and really did set us up with some brilliant foundations to be able to scale beyond the SheEO Direct network. There's been so many people, and I'm scared I'm going to not name everyone, but I did make a couple of notes. Obviously, Monica Bradley, Julie Trell, absolute incredible women. Moira, I can see Lisa on the screen from Impact. We're working with them right now, and they're really helping us navigate the future growth of our company. And this is all just that you tap into some of these amazing women, and it makes you realize that you're not alone. Obviously the other fellow ventures were incredible, but some of the real meaty stuff beyond that connection and network has been things like this. Like, we now use Better Packaging to send out our products. They're a New Zealand funded venture, and we love being able to tap into the other ventures, both those who have been funded and those who were finalists, and be able to support them. The best way to support a female-led venture is to actually buy from them. So for us, absolutely, we shop with our ventures, our fellow ventures, and those who were finalists. Additionally, during COVID, can you believe that 2 SheEO activators actually put in investment capital into our business, all while COVID was happening, without looking at our data room, without wondering how we were going to make money or how they would get a return? And we're also now working with one of the SheEO activators we met on a call, on one of the weekly calls, and she's now helping advise us and navigate some government interpretation to help us be able to leverage some of the amazing opportunities out there in government at the moment. My ask to you is, and I've got 20 seconds, is to buy from us. Buy from not just us, but all of the ventures and finalists. Jump onto our website, buy yourself a World's To-Do List badge. We actually sell these on our website. Get one now. We ship internationally. And know that the cheers, the fears, the tears, and even the beers, all of the stuff here in SheEO is absolutely mind-blowing. It's relational, not transactional. It results in growth, and it's really a love multiplier. And it sounds crazy, but it's the way to do business, and it's transformed ours. And I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Yaz. Yeah, a big round of applause. And don't forget, you can use your reaction button as well. Doesn't this feel good? So another dose of goodness is going to come to you from my dear friend, collaborator and activator and venture in this space at SheEO, to Sarah Gunn. Over to you.
Thank you, and it's lovely to be here, everybody. And yes, I'm glad you had written some notes too, because I've done the same. So we try and keep into this 3 minutes because it's very hard. So GoGo is an event management business that employs women who are experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness as our event staff. I've temporarily renamed our business No-Go Events because that's the impact of social distancing on our business. But from our years of experience, we knew we were just scratching the surface with our model of bringing women into work at GoGo. So we've taken this downtime to sort out something that's been on our back burner for a long time, which is creating a program where we bring women into a really specially designed program where we love and care and nurture and find strengths and create goals and support women, whilst also giving them paid work experience at GoGo Events and our partners, with the idea that after a 10-week period, they are guaranteed work in a safe place that nurtures and looks after them, and we guarantee the care of those people for 2 years. So this is amazing. We've proposed it to government. I'm not sure if they'll take it. Might be a bit of a big jump. So we're also building a backup plan of private funding for that. If anyone's interested, yell out to me, because I think this is game changing. We are also developing new event ideas where we're going to take smaller events out to community rather than working with big clients, although those big clients have become our supporters. So we're looking at being sponsored for that rather than the traditional models of big dinners, etc. I would like to share with you what SheEO has meant for me in the last 15 months. And it's taken me from disbelief to belief. And that's a really personal journey. You know, I had so many knockbacks and so many people, decision makers and people empowered, just, you know, I would watch the shutters close down on them when I would explain to them what I was doing and how it was actually paying for itself, and that it was worthwhile, and, you know, but I just got no traction. And so I had put myself into this little box. I'll just stay in my territory with those people that, you know, get it, which was very, you know, the decision makers didn't really get it. So I'd put myself into this box, and what SheEO did was it took the lid off the box. It basically said, what you're doing is awesome. It has huge impact. It has huge potential. How can we support you? And when you've got all these women across the world saying, we believe in you, what you're doing is awesome, it's really important, it's going to change the world, let us support you with money, but also just with generosity and kindness, and knowing that all these women around the world have got your back it makes you so much braver. And it also just warms your heart. And in a way, it's what we do with the women that we work with. We just believe in them and we trust them, and we help them identify with their strengths so that they can move forward. How am I going for time, Moira? The money is also incredibly vital. So just one last, do I have to stop? I better stop anyway, thank you. My ask is, if anyone knows a business in South Australia at the minute that could employ some of our women, please yell out to us. Thank you.
Well done. I know that's a challenge. There's so many good stories, and within every SheEO venture, there are literally thousands of stories that are opening us all up. And both Yaz and Sarah are activators as well, so they are really contributing and making a big difference at every level. Sarah and Yaz, we need to get you doing some longer videos so that people can just soak up the energy and the joy and the lessons too that you've got to offer us. We're going to have a rapid fire 3 activators to share their 1-minute story, their pitch to you who perhaps are not yet fully involved as an activator in SheEO. We're going to have Lucy, Felicity and Lisa. So Lucy, your time starts now.
Hi Ryan, I might as well get myself off mute. My name is Lucy Lynn. I'm really happy to be with you all today. Welcome. I'm a fairly new activator. I've met the fabulous Julie Trell in Sydney and Kim Anderson in Melbourne earlier this year when we were still able to have coffee, and they were telling me about the SheEO network being powerful, strong and supportive female network, which would be pulling our funds and supporting other women, female entrepreneurs. And as a woman in tech myself, I've been surrounded by a lot of males and boys club mentalities. So I've been really craving for a female network. And I already knew about this 2.2% funding problem because I'm heavily involved in the startup space, which is atrocious, Vicki, I have to say. So I'm really passionate about founders, especially female founders. So I signed up straight away. So I've been an activator for about 4 months now. I've been attending almost every week on the calls, and I love this network of fabulous women that I have been meeting on my calls. Not just on the calls, but I've been having side conversations. And, you know, it's been great for myself personally. I've been getting career advice. I've been getting advice for my own marketing business and just general support to get through this global pandemic. So yeah, no, it's been a fantastic time that I've had. I'm really thankful for this network, and I look forward to every Wednesday for coming on and speaking to a lot of other interesting and inspirational women. And I'm really excited about this founders program because I'm really wanting to use my money and use my wallet and fund females so we can actually make an impact and difference. So I really hope you can join us. any new guests that's looking to join, and look forward to speaking and meeting you all.
Thanks, Lucy. And for someone who's just joined, you've packed a punch in your first 4 months. We look forward to more and more of your wonderful contributions. Okay, Felicity Chapman, your turn.
Hi everyone, I'm Felicity. I started up a business called Deadly Weavers and I'm based in the Whit Sundays. To sum it up simply, SheEO is my superpower. I have joined this tribe of amazing women who bring so much to the table and they support you. Everyone's knowledge, no matter what your background is or your journey, that is supported and honoured and celebrated. Your money helps invest in businesses that have amazing social impact, and it's up to us. We are the change, and if you guys can afford to get on board and join, please do. I've made amazing friendships. Julie Trell's showing off my earrings in her background. Sarah and Jenny have been helping me write my fellowship application. The beautiful Michaela from InDigital, who's a venture. We're just in training with her, and she's really challenging myself about how we look at technology and life cycles. And this is the starting piece for you, Michaela, on the shortened life cycle of technology at the moment. It's really ugly. It's meant to be. It's meant to be confronting. But look, I just love this community. I feel like I have finally found my tribe after many years of looking. So please do yourself a favour, girls, and join. Be the change.
Thanks, Felicity. It's just a beautiful story, and yeah, take note. And if you need anything, could you put your Felicity? Can you pop your URL as well into the chat? Lisa, where are you, Lisa? Have you got a minute for us? There you are.
Hi everybody, I'm Lisa Siganto. I've been an activator for 2 years and I just keep coming back to these groups, and it's because that this is the tribe that speaks my language. The conversations are always heartening, and there's a feeling of belonging and also of safe refuge, that you can say what you're thinking about how women should change the world and not fitting into the existing systems. For me, one of my main things is trying to get the right capital to the right people at the right time, and this very much fits in with that. Overall, we know that with equity crowdfunding, that 84% of those funders are women. So that's saying something to us in this environment, that we've got to connect, and SheEO is just so much a driver of that. I do 3 things. I help build social enterprises, employment-focused social enterprises with impact. We bring impact investing capital to the sector. And I've met lots of women here and had great discussions, and of course, yes, supported great people like Yaz. But it's really about assisting you in that capital process, which very much fits with SheEO. The thing I really like about SheEO is that we can engage on our own terms. There's not huge demands on us. It's like it keeps drawing us back. It's like a honeypot, which is fantastic. And I just think that the women involved in this are wonderful. And I love the breakout groups because, back with my tribe. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. And breakout groups is what's going to happen next, which is wonderful. Thank you very much, Felicity, Lisa, and Lucy. That's kind of like a little mini version of maybe Vicky's Angels rather than Charlie Angels. Those really amazing women. So let's go into breakout groups in a minute. This is going to be for those of you who are guests today. As Vicky said, we do have some language in SheEO, like ventures and activators. And one of the other key pieces of language we heard was the world's to-do list of the SDGs. And then ask and give is another one. So this is a way in which we can actually make visible radical generosity and the concept of mutuality and gift and relationship. So ask and give is what's going to happen. We're going to be in small groups, and everyone will be able to ask and give, and that your facilitators will know what that's all about and can give you some guidance. But if you're a guest in one of those groups, if this is the first time for you, this will be a really fabulous opportunity for you to ask questions and others in the group to give you answers about what SheEO is all about. So we've got, I'm in group 1, I think Vicky's in group 2, Lucy's group 3, Julie's group 4, I think Felicity's group 5, 6 is Karen Joyce, 7 is the other Julie Dempsey, the wonderful and amazing Monica Bradley is in the next group 8, Lisa, who you've just heard from, and group 9, and the last but lucky last group 10 is Julie Steele. So Julia Steele, sorry. So with the magic of Zoom and breakouts and Jesse's skill set, we are all going to disappear into those groups and re-emerge in about 15 minutes-ish. Yep. And then what I'd ask you to do, if all the facilitators would come back with a 3-word, like a slogan, something like, we are amazing, or whatever it is that has actually turned up in your conversation. And then we'll finish up with some words of encouragement from Monica. So over to you, Jessie, for Breakout Magic.
Perfect. So I'm opening up the rooms now. We will meet back here at 9:50 a.m. AEST. Hope you enjoy your breakout group experience, everyone. See you soon.
Room, I don't know, what are we in, 4, 3? One of the J's. And I am excited because I haven't met all of you. I just know Angela. So Jessie, I missed the instructions and didn't read. I'm gonna ask, what are our instructions?
No problem. So today's breakout group, especially with all of our new guests, we're going to first start with a quick round of introductions and then do ask and give. And ask is what is something you need help with, and give is what is something you'd like to offer, really core to a SheEO community.
Great, thank you. I pay attention most of the time. So it looks like we have, Sarah, are you a guest or an activator?
Hi, I'm a guest.
Okay, great. And Vivian, also, are you a guest? You're on mute. All right, well, yes, she's a guest. Okay, fantastic. So what we'll do is I'll introduce myself first, and then we're going to go around alphabetical by first name. So you can introduce yourself and say, and then we'll get back to the ask give. So I am Julie Trell. I have been an activator since 2016 in the US. I met Vicki and decided SheEO needs to be in the US, needs to be in San Francisco. So I helped bring the first cohort and the first program to the San Francisco area. And when I moved to Australia, I decided, okay, we need to have it here. And it's been absolutely incredibly phenomenal. I have been on every call every Wednesday, and the energy, hopefully you hear, and there's a little bit of FOMO in there to join this. And every single week I meet someone new and am inspired by someone in the room. This morning I actually joined the New Zealand call, which was a lot of fun as well. I am in Sydney. I work at Telstra. I run the Activator, so I do work with startups. And I look forward to hearing all of your backgrounds and go through the Ask Give. So, alphabetical math, who's next?
I reckon it's going to be me.
It will be you, Amanda.
Okay. Hi, so I'm Amanda Webb, based here in Sydney. I became an activator at the end of last year, and I actually haven't done anything at all with SheEO except for read comms, and I was so hoping to get involved this year. However, with COVID, we've been pretty racing since the start of the year. So I run a consulting company here in Sydney, which is called Explore, and we're all nearly 20 years old, and we run programs predominantly for women for progressing their careers. Was founded by the ex-CEO of Apple Australia. So I've been their CEO for a couple of years. So women is big part of my life. I was a single mom for 8 years. My daughter's just turned 18, doing her HSC. There's a few reasons. This year's been pretty big. And I was very convinced when SheEO Activator campaign came through last year. I'm like, I'm going to be part of this and I will get involved. I love so many of the different campaigns that I've been seeing. So I've done a bit of voting, but that's it. So today was my first chance to get online and actually be here. So I'm in the space of learning and listening.
And you're in the right place. Thanks, Amanda. Awesome. And who will be next?
Maybe it's me, Angela. Good morning, everybody. I'm a Canadian living in Sydney. I'm actually Canada's Consul General here. So my engagement here is kind of crosses really a number of tracks. We're, by the way, everybody, happy Canada Day today. It's July 1st. So we're celebrating in a very, very different way. And I think it's actually quite a good omen. We're having this conversation today and very, very proud that SheEO began in Canada. So, sorry, I just wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, the Canadian government is really heavily involved and committed to supporting women in international trade, women in business, and so on and so forth. We've been supporting SheEO here. We're big supporters of the Women of the World Festival. And
how do we put the philosophical, value-based part of our business front and center? And what support can we help people through that? So it's videos and worksheets, and we've got another round starting tomorrow, and I would love if I can send a link through if people could share that with their network. So it would be really perfect for a startup business or a business that's looking at shifting, and the new financial year is kind of a time when people are looking at doing that. So if I could put the link in our chat, I would love it if ladies, you could share that for me. And I am, from a give, I am great for contacts in regional and rural Australia. You need to know anybody west of the dividing range, I have got you sorted for the Australians. So just let me know if there's any connection you need for anything that you're doing across any industry. There's not that many of us here. We all know each other. So, and I'm here because of Monica. I've been here from the beginning. So a couple of years now, and I echo everything the others said about finding a tribe and really being able to be part of something. So it's lovely to see you all.
Wow. Thank you, Julia. And I noticed that Kathryn Fowler, a guest, has joined us as well. Welcome, Kathryn.
Kathryn, you're on mute if you are speaking.
Hello, sorry.
Hi, Kathryn. How are you? Monica, welcome to our group.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm still getting across technology here.
No problem. Where are you joining us from, Kathryn?
Melbourne.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hope you're safe.
Yes, I'm not in a hotspot area, thankfully. Yeah.
We're just in we're just going through and everyone's introducing themselves and just doing a little bit of ask and give. So I thought as guests you might like to see how we do it, and then we'll come to yourself and the wonderful Denise Elliott, who are our guests today, and maybe you could give us a little bit of a quick update on yourselves. So we just had, and we're going to head to Talia, I'm so proud about Talia. Talia is one of about 7 young women that are still at school that have, through the Queensland government support, joined SheEO. And they're wonderfully creative, and I'm so confident about the next generation. So Talia, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So hi guys, I'm a year 11 student from Queensland, Australia, and I have a startup business called the Parky Bit. So the Parky Bit is a smartwatch for people with Parkinson's disease, and it tracks the impact that it has on someone's life and helps to reduce all the side effects. So we entered the Parky Bit into a competition at the end of last year, and we ended up winning that competition and getting a trip to Sydney where we met Julie Trell, and she introduced us to the SheEO network. Yeah. So at the moment thank you. At the moment, we're trying to continue developing the Parky Bit. So my ask is anyone with connections, because we're trying to get patents and copyrights and everything on the idea at the moment. So anyone that knows how to do that basically, and also anywhere in software development. Anyone. Yeah.
Wonderful. Hi, Jessie. We're having problems with Stacey. She's taking herself off mute, but we can't hear her.
Unfortunately, it's not something I can do on my end. I don't see an option to, and even when you're unmuting. So I'm wondering if you could try rejoining the meeting and I can put you back in this group. Or if you'd prefer to share via chat. Sorry, I can't be more helpful here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Unless you want to do your intro in your chat and with your contact details as well. Thanks, Jessie. Sorry about that, Stacey. The joys of technology. Connie, welcome. Take yourself off mute. You're on mute.
Unmute. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Connie Henson. I've been an activator for probably about the last 4 or 5 months and absolutely loving it. I'm in career transition right now. I've run a leadership development business for the last 20 years. Loved it, but tired of it. And so probably moving back into academia. I'm looking at those options now. But I love the whole concept of SheEO. I just think, that 2% is horrifying, although I knew it was close to that. And I love the idea of let's just don't replicate what's already there. Let's do something completely different. And even these calls, it's just completely different way of doing business. And even the businesses that are getting done, the ventures are like things you'd want to be a part of that business. So yeah, that's my story. I put my details in the chat. I'm happy to have conversations with anybody, pretty much about anything. Feel free to reach out to me if there's anything I can do to help. Oh, and I will put in, since COVID, I've been running free webinars, basically to help people cope with uncertainty. Every Tuesday morning, Australia Eastern Time at 10 o'clock, 30 minutes. Just, it's bite-sized science. I do a lot of neuroscience, psychology type stuff. And they're really fun. So I'll just put the link in here. You can register if you want to and come along because I'd love to have you there.
That'd be lovely. Thanks, Connie. And welcome, Cheese. Sorry, I'm leaving you to the last.
No, it's okay. I'm calling in from Singapore. So I'm based in Singapore and I joined SheEO last week. So yeah. So this is my second call. So I'm not an entrepreneur, but the reasons why I'm joining here is really to give to start with. So I've been in the payment industries for the past 15 or 16 years. And I do believe like many of us are going into digital world, e-commerce, and if you have an entrepreneur who is looking for expanding to Southeast Asia, to Singapore, and you're looking of connections on how to enable the payments for this part of the world, I'm more than happy to share my experience. Yeah. So, yep.
That's awesome, and that's the really lovely thing about SheEO. You are joining a global network.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course we love to bring SheEO to Asia as well. So I've been talking to Gail and she's been in the SheEO for quite a while, and we are actively hoping to really expand the network over here. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. And I think that's the really interesting thing about is we all come from such diverse backgrounds and we are all creating change in our own communities, and that change just ripples out. But it's really nice to know that you can be enveloped in a hug through this community, because often our journeys can feel very lonely. And living in regional Queensland, sometimes it's really hard to connect with other like-minded women, and one of the gifts of COVID has been these Zoom meetings, and hopefully they do continue on, because it is a really lovely way to connect, and it's like my vitamin C fix for the week. It gets me through, that. And so for our 3-word slogan, any ideas, ladies, on what you think we should be focusing on? No?
Connecting the world?
Love it. Let me make notes.
Remembering
Anyone else?
Remembering the thread.
Red.
Doing things differently?
Ooh, nice.
Hey, we've done pretty well. We've still got 4 minutes.
Well, hey, Jesse's really happy with me because I'm normally in trouble because I'm the one that never gets finished in time. Do I get a gold star, Jesse? So does anybody have a particular ask that they'd like to ask the group? Whether it's a connection or advice or, you know, an idea that you want to float, you want feedback. Oh, everyone's gone shy on me. Come on, girl.
I'm happy to talk a bit more about me. So because I seem to be on that motivation thing at the moment. So I know I already did an ask and I just wanted to expand on it a bit more because the thing is that I know I've accepted that the thing is that I can't do everything myself. And I think more of us as, I mean, as women, we actually are quite, want to try and do everything, but to reach out. So it's about understanding that a business, you know, at the moment I'm web designer, I'm lawyer, I'm financial wizard, and and it's like, and it's not about and there's obviously, you know, it's about putting it out there for service. And it's that reciprocal, as in, because I don't understand, sometimes, you know, when you're in this phase, like, I mean, I'm living in an abundance mindset anyway, but sometimes those gems that you get are like, for example, what Connie's done, she's just offered that, you know, she's doing these free little webinars. So thank you. It means that I can, you know, tap into some sort of resource, which is what I'm saying about remembering the thread. So I suppose my ask is that, yeah, I'm just sort of looking for that, the fact that I don't actually want to wear 17 different hats. I mean, obviously I have to put in all the work, but yeah, it's just sort of, you know, does SheEO have that access to be able to, you know, bounce those ideas off, and, you know, commonality, that's all.
I think Jesse can answer that question well.
Sorry, what was your specific question?
My specific question, Jessie, is does SheEO, I mean, because I haven't experienced obviously one of the full webinars, does SheEO enable that connection to the many threads of professions? So when one is a venturer, you know, there's this need to have to wear so many hats, and then there's that fear of asking, which usually happens is that we actually, it's having the courage to then ask, but is there actually that there? So,
yeah, absolutely. So we do these, Connie's nodding, we do these weekly calls every Wednesday at this time. And a big focus of SheEO is asks and gives. So we're really encouraging not only the ventures that you heard from earlier, but every single activator in the community to ask for help in this safe space. So we have these breakout groups and these calls, and we also have an ask and give platform where you can reach the global community. So activators and ventures in all 5 countries. Sometimes you might, you know, be looking to export to New Zealand or looking for a lawyer who has patent expertise in the US, and the SheEO community really can facilitate that for you as well. So that's a huge part of the culture.
Great, thank you.
Definitely. And it's really, oh, she's got us on the countdown. Thanks, Jessie. You're a legend.
Moira ended your room early. Or right
only a second early. Maybe number 1 just came first.
So everyone will be back in 30 seconds. How was your breakout room experience?
Wonderful, lovely. We're so lucky. Luciana will be in touch with you, Jessie, because she wants to start SheEO in the Netherlands. She's going to be there from next week.
Sounds good.
So I'll leave you 2 to connect up to make that happen.
Perfect. So looks like everyone's back. Welcome back to the main room. I'm going to pass it back to Moira.
Thanks, Jessie. I don't know about you, but I'm sure we had a fabulous conversation and some connections, including invitation to get SheEO started in the Netherlands, some international and national connecting around pharmacies and end-of-life community development. I mean, truly, it's just every single conversation is adding to the radical generosity of this network. So let's hear from our 3 words. So the group that I was with, we had connection, discovery, joy. What were your 3 words from your group, Vicki?
We literally got kicked out of our room before we could even get there. So I'm just going to pick, it was just mind-blowing how cool our group was. Regenerative, diversity, upcycling.
Okay, that sounds pretty full. Lucy Lynn, what was your group? 3 words.
Well, we were all feeling inspired, connected, and curious, but we had Emily, who is our new guest and I hope a future activator, and she said it is possible because she loved hearing from other females, and she says that the uphill battle is a lot flatter, which is fantastic.
I love that. Thanks so much, Lucy. Julie Trell, come on down. Your 3 words.
Okay, I have never been in such a diverse room in my life on these calls. So we had people that were Australian. We had very beautiful Indigenous, I forgot the country that Tara was from, Zimbabwe, Korean Canadian who is in Vietnam, Canadian and an American. So we had, our words were breadth and depth and progression.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Felicity Chapman, what have you got for us?
Okay, I have to confess it's 3 lots of 3 because there were just 3. So the first one is connecting the world, then remembering the thread and doing things differently. Amazing women with amazing stories and ideas.
I love the thread. The weaving of your influence was definitely in that conversation, Felicity. Karen Joyce, what have we got?
There's not enough time. Is that everyone's 3 words?
Time. That's a good 3-word slogan. I love it.
I would go with connection, support, and systems.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone in your group too. Sounds like you used the time well though. Julie Dempsey.
So we ran out of time also, so I'm just going to go with 3 words that I felt. I would say amazing guests and serendipity, because we had 3 guests that were lovely to bring into the fold, and the serendipity in terms of our discussion was just amazing, how we can support each other.
Thank you. We had the same experience. There was plenty to connect with one another. I'm going to leave Monica's group and come back to hers. Lisa Siganto, who's next? You're up.
Our words were, it is possible, which another group came up with. So
yeah.
It's pretty exciting. And we had big news in our group from Michaela and great excitement of possibilities. And also longevity, you know, the future, not 2100, not 2025.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thinking big. Julia Steele, what were your words in your group?
We shoehorned it in right at the end, but we had Yas came up with love, connection, and trust, which I love, and Linda, who is a guest, said women empowered world. So I'm gonna fist pump that one because that one's particularly close to my heart.
Thank you so much. Monica, your group, what did they have to say for themselves?
So we were really special in that we had half and half. We had half guests and half activators. So I just want to do a quick shout out and a welcome to the wonderful Kathryn from Melbourne, who's with EY. Wonderful contribution. I really hope you come along. Marianne from the Gold Coast, who has spent COVID designing beautiful wellness products that will be in the retail market soon using Indigenous ingredients. And the remarkable Denise, who has had a global career and has found her home now in Brisbane doing medical devices and is will bring a great contribution to us in terms of copywriting and patenting and go-to-market strategies in quite complex systems. Our words were really welcoming women, worldly with wellness.
Thanks, Monica. And I'm going to leave the baton with you so that you can really share and encourage, as you do all the time, the invitation on our behalf to people who have been guests to see if they want to be in SheEO. Over to you.
Well, first of all, everyone is welcome. And the things about SheEO that I find really resonate with me, and you know, I've been my life a woman working in male-dominated fields and trying to make changes to the system. And the system is so bolted on, we need a new system. And that's what I love about SheEO. It's women doing very practical things and using our existing networks, talents, and procurement to support each other to grow ventures that are changing the world. But it's not only the venture, but when women build businesses, we build by design to be inclusive, to be impactful, and to be climate, environmentally and socially aligned. So the real importance is we need to get behind women building businesses, because those businesses will create the diversity, the inclusion, and the great workplaces and companies that everyone will want to work for in the future, that we have spent a decade trying to get existing companies to change to be, and we're still struggling with that. So I'd encourage women to really come along. I think part of it is the world has significantly changed in a post-COVID world, and we have a remarkable opportunity. SheEO is a very powerful network, but it's not a network about power. It's a network about using the leveraged connections, wealth, procurement that we all hold ourselves, and bringing it in a networked way to bear in the world. In a lot of ways, we're hiding in plain sight, but watch out, the world is changing every activation. And I really, really compel you to come along, join us on the journey, bring your talents. It'll be the best $1,100 or $92 a month, better than any club you'll join, because even as an activator, you get the benefit of the ventures. So in our groups each week, the women that are during COVID that were activators had small businesses as well. And so the remarkable thing about the Ask and Give is we're supporting everyone. The ventures get some financial support, but the women activators peer-to-peer are supporting each other to grow, support, and nurture all of our businesses, whether they be big or small. So I encourage you to please come along, be part of the journey. Everyone is welcome. Invite more friends along, and let's get behind Vicki with a million women around the world creating $1 billion fund, and imagine the impact we'll have. Thank you.
Monica, you always say it so well, and on behalf of all of us, totally nailed it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciated it. We're going to check out with a one-word checkout as well on our little Menti meter. I just want to give my sincere thanks to you, Monica, to our activators this morning who spoke, to Yaz and Sarah, to the to our ventures, and the activators, Lucy, Felicity, and Lisa, everyone who hosted. This is an opportunity. As you can see, this is a networked, not a network, it's a networked community of radical generosity. So if you wouldn't mind just putting your one word hello, feeling, whatever it is on your checkout, that would be absolutely wonderful. Thank you, everyone, and we really hope that if you're been a guest today and you'd really like to join us, jump onto the website and Jessie can help you if you need a hand with anything. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate everything. Radically generous women, we're the only ones that will change the world, and this is our time. So wonderful. See you all again soon.
Thanks, everyone.